Hi Libra, this is your forecast for the month of September 2018. This is a general reading for Libra Sun, Libra Rising, or Libra Moon. For a more rounded overview, please watch your rising and moon sign as well. So Libra, you have a great card this first week. This is a card of recognition, winning something, receiving some kind of acclaim, and in some cases perhaps travel. So this is a week where it's likely that if you have a goal, you're going to reach that goal. There's some kind of breakthrough for you, and you feel exalted about something. And perhaps because of what is occurring, you feel like you're getting the green light to continue to go ahead. So for some of you, you're getting a lot of attention and you're loving the limelight. You're getting some recognition, perhaps some good news. And in other cases, though, maybe this is going a little bit too far. Maybe somebody's wielding their power unnecessarily, putting themselves above other people. This is a superiority complex, or the other extreme where somebody has a lack of confidence. There's some doubt that they're grappling with. Perhaps that's you. You may be questioning the path that you're on right now and waiting for some kind of success. There could be some delays, or there's something that you felt really great about. It was going well, and then suddenly you hit a wall. And so something may be short-lived, or you feel some sense of apprehension. Maybe the benefits weren't what you thought they would be. And in other cases, there could be some outright betrayal. Somebody's losing or feeling crushed. But positively, this is a victory that you get through your connections with other people, the support that you have, your network, your friendships, your acquaintances. And there could be some unexpected opportunities arriving for you where you get to be front and center specifically because people are noticing your better traits. You're a loyal friend, a trusted advisor. You know how to take the initiative. You know what being a true friend means. You know how to cooperate. And those things bring some type of merit or success for you. And perhaps you're also coming in contact with people who are doorways for you. These are people who are movers and shakers. They have influence. Maybe you're even coming in contact with people who are exceptionally attractive, very cultured. They're noteworthy for some reason. And so these are people that can, you join forces with them and you move ahead because of it. So this is a week where you can accomplish a number of victories, specifically through networking, connecting with others, socializing, rubbing elbows with those that are in the know, and also offering what you have, bringing what you can bear to the party. So, working together moves everything forward in an easier, more enjoyable way. And there could be some strokes of luck for you this week where you're very surprised by how much further you move ahead. Something could bypass your expectations. It could be an unexpected gift or an opportunity that falls in your path. It could be something that's tied to your hopes and dreams. So there is luck and victory. There's movement this week for you. Now, negatively, if you're letting your doubt get in the way or you're dealing with some kind of disappointment, there could be a need for action. And it could be because somebody is resistant to listening to advice or suggestions that could actually improve a circumstance. And if that's the case, if ears are closed off to anything that would be helpful, then this is not going to be quite the enjoyable week that it could be. This is also a week where you are front and center, and maybe it's because you know the power you hold of attraction. You're able to turn on the charm at will, but you have to be careful of exploiting that, using that as your go-to card in order to, exploit others, to use it for personal gain. You know exactly what to say or how to look, or you know how to lead people on, drop those breadcrumbs in order to get them to do what you want them to do. For some of you, again, this is going to be a week where there are some delays. Whatever you reap is not what you thought it would be. or it's going to be delayed, or something is not going to be as much or as large as you expected. Perhaps there's some travel plans that get off trail somehow. Now, the second week, you have this Nine of Pentacles. Now, this could be you wanting to spend time alone. So there's a recognition perhaps that you are happiest by yourself. You like flying solo. Or perhaps somebody you're connected to. So maybe this is about being alone or being single, and that's a focus. For others of you, though, you are in retreat mode. You're enjoying yourself. Maybe you're traveling somewhere where you're relaxing. Maybe you're getting involved with nature, or you have time to, and the money and the inclination to do as you will. So you're feeling good about life and where you're headed. Maybe you've put in a whole lot of work. You've gotten some recognition, and now you get to reap the reward of that somehow. For others of you, maybe again, you're connecting to somebody that's very attractive. This is somebody that you admire. They could be very intelligent or cultured or charming, very savvy. So this is somebody where perhaps you are a secret admirer, or they are an admirer of yours. And so somebody's getting some recognition for their personal qualities and merits, and somebody's attracted because of that. So this is a person of grace, of beauty, of skill. So you may be getting recognition for that, or you may be recognizing someone else for that. In fact, this could be somebody sort of behind the scenes. Perhaps this is a mistress or someone that's being taken care of. This could also be, a wife, or this could be you getting recognition through your own business and your own achievement. Maybe you're self-employed, or this is a week that focuses on self-sufficiency. Whether you're moving ahead with other people or whether you're moving ahead by your own merit. So for some of you, the week focuses on the financial and personal independence, moving ahead through your own means, being self-sufficient, self-reliant. And some of you, maybe it's about gaining some kind of self-mastery in some way. There could be some opportunities that arise that are fortunate for you related to property or real estate or cultivating some kind of connection. You may even be receiving something, a gift, some unearned income, or something where you have put in effort and you're getting like royalties or an inheritance. Ownership could be very important, or mastery over property, possessions, resources, and over self-control, and the capacity to be alone. Again, some of you, you're traveling to places where maybe it's very relaxing, or it has to do with outdoors or animals. Some of you are focused on your physical well-being. Perhaps, leisure time, taking up a hobby, retirement. So personal achievement is what's important this week, and that's going to give you some peace of mind. This is about expectations. What are others expecting of you, you of them, and how that may create some kind of conflict. If there are too many demands being made, there could be some problematic situations that occur. Because this is all about the self. And this is a week where you reap whatever you have planted. Your past perseverance, your belief in self. This is what is coming to bear this week. Maybe you get an award for something that you've done, or a reward of some sort. Maybe somebody is throwing you a party and you're the center of attention for that party. Maybe you're going to get a promotion at your work, or perhaps you are again giving advice or assistance and you get some thanks or recognition for that. For others of you, there's a family or business connection that's fortunate. You may be purchasing something or inheriting something, but you're taking a closer look. You're pulling that curtain back and looking at something. And this could also be a week where, again, somebody may not be listening. And in that case, maybe people are working at odds. Maybe you're going to hear a bit of news or gossip that's not very flattering. Maybe it's unkind or unfair. And because of that, you want to retaliate. You want to strike back. Maybe somebody passed a secret along, or, some kind of rumor. Or maybe you're putting something out there and now you're having to pay the piper because of it. This is being mindful of participating in those negative behaviors because they may cost you. They may make something that was enjoyable less so. So for some of you, you're having to look at who's in your party of people. Who are you connecting with? What are you spending money on to have fun? Or where are you seeking a diversion or entertainment? Because if you're looking in the wrong place, you're inviting some trouble, some danger, some heartache, some grief that's going to cost you more than what you put in. Especially if you were doing it to get over something, an emotional disappointment or some loss that you've suffered. So this could be a week where there's some ill-founded success, perhaps through something done under the table. Maybe there's some consequences to some poor choices, or maybe there's some financial setbacks. For some of you, maybe you're dealing with something connected to property. Maybe there's some property damage that you have to take care of, or, something is costing you more, or perhaps you want to be alone and you're not able to be independent. Maybe you're dependent on someone. It could be that for some of you, there's some kind of problem connected with wealth. Maybe others are, seeking status or connection because of your money or your status. And you may have this conflict with yourself. Do you want to be part of the group? Do you want to, connect with others? Or do you want to be by yourself? And so you may be torn about that. And for some of you, you recognize that somebody has gotten ahead through poor means. There's been some kind of deceit or a swindle of some sort. So this is about, last week, yes, listen to other people, take in constructive criticism, but this may be a week where you need to trust your own judgment about something, because you could have a false sense of security and perhaps you experience a financial loss or setback because of it. There could be a threat to reputation, especially if you're getting involved with shady characters or you're making poor choices about having fun or, again, entertaining yourself. Now, the third week, you have this Ace of Cups. For some of you, this is a love situation. You were connecting with somebody that you really admire, and now maybe this is somebody you're getting involved with, a lover, some kind of strong connection. It could be a new relationship. Maybe there's some sensual passion between you and another person. Something is stirring your heart this week. Now, maybe if you're traveling, you're seeing some things that really evoke some kind of emotion that you have. You may have a strong concern for the environment or a love of beauty or nature. For others of you, you are reviving some kind of relationship or a partnership, or maybe you're getting a gift. Still, others of you are really tapping into your own psychic awareness. There's some emotional force between you and spirit. Something is being offered. Could be love, could be intimacy, could be understanding. But something is happening. Some of you may be falling in love. There's a great sense of happiness, either because of a new relationship or taking an ongoing relationship in a new direction. Some of you are overcome with your passion. And so, there could be a physical connection to somebody. And so this could be the start of something for you emotionally. Although you will need to be careful before you just dive headlong into something, because you need to make sure that somebody is on the same page with you. This is a week where your emotional cup spilleth over. You have difficulty containing yourself in how you feel, and you're going to want to share that with someone else. But remember, the Nine of Pentacles bring some caution about what you're saying. You have to be careful that you're not putting the wrong thing out there that's going to come back in a negative form. Positively, you may be telling somebody how strongly you feel about them positively. Maybe a declaration of your love, or you're putting an offer out there. Maybe you're putting an offer on some property, or you're renewing your marriage vows, or you're giving somebody a gift, or making some kind of romantic gesture, or you're receiving that. It could be, you are wowed by somebody, their looks, their charm, their talent, their skill. You're overtaken. And this is like love at first sight. There's a consuming passion that you feel with somebody. It's likely that there is also a breakthrough this week. You're gaining some understanding. There's something that inspires you. Maybe it's a project you're working on. Maybe it's a connection to another person, but you're gaining some insight. Something is going to take off this week. Some of you may encounter an unexpected visitor or receive some news. And so things are moving positively for you. But for others of you, especially if you have this desire to be alone or you're conflicted about that, there may be some moodiness this week that you're dealing with. Maybe you fear love or intimacy, or you fail to act on a relationship that you were attracted to. Maybe you need to move in a new direction, or you're moving too fast towards something. Could be that there's some rejection experienced and you are brokenhearted about that. You feel rejected or unloved, or you're getting involved in a situation. Again, be careful of what kind of entertainment you're seeking. Maybe you're having a sexual encounter, but there's no love, or you're using, your charm to toy with somebody's emotions. For some of you, this is the end of an affair or an involvement where there's been a lack of emotional fulfillment. And for others of you, you're dealing with, some kind of deceit. There's some manipulation, some self-centeredness, and you may find yourself saying nasty things or being on the receiving end of that because you're in some kind of bitter dispute. You may feel emotionally overwhelmed, as to how circumstances are playing out. So somebody may withhold affection, or there could be some mistrust or fear centering around a sexual encounter or holding on to a relationship, although it no longer has any value. So this could be a week where you have to avoid being impulsive in some way, taking some dangerous risks that aren't going to pay off emotionally for you. Now, the last week you have a major card, and for some of you there's a tie to a female individual. This could be a daughter, a sister, a single woman, a platonic friendship, or an idealized lover, or someone who can offer you some emotional or psychological advice. So for some of you, you're connecting to counselors or people who are very intuitive. There's a secretive element this week. Something is hidden, and perhaps you are sharing a secret, or that's being shared with you. This is a confidant for you. Maybe you're researching something, or there's something going on behind the scenes, and you may be connecting to someone who can give you some advice on the inner workings of a situation. Again, for some of you, this is somebody that you've fallen in love with, and you've probably projected a lot of qualities and idealism to this person as a lover. You may decide that you would prefer your own company. This could be a week where you've made the decision that you don't want to get involved with something, but there's definitely occurrences that are happening behind the scenes, and you may be gaining some enlightenment about that. And you're going to have to trust your intuition. There could be some hidden issues, or you're dealing with something very deeply psychological, some past conditioning. So for some of you, you may be dealing with some kind of digestive issue in the mundane, something going on with your digestive system, or some female issues, or there are issues connected to sexuality. But you are getting some insight. Your perception about circumstances is going to be challenged, or you're going to find that you are on point about something. So this could be a week where your emotions are very important. Remember, last week there was the revival of something, the stirring of your heart, and people are feeling whatever it is that you're putting out there, and that's going to be mirrored back to you. So your relationships are undergoing some kind of change, particularly those that involve women. It could be professional, it could be personal, it could be both. And you're going to have to rely on your intuition to guide you as to how to move forward. So you're going to have to make sure that you're listening to your intuition, you're sticking with the facts, and that you're not letting your emotions drive your decisions, especially if you feel overwhelmed, because your judgment could be off. It could be that there's a strong desire to step in and protect somebody, to stand up for that person, or to make decisions for them. And that begins to create some kind of friction. Or you may be looking at some opportunities this week and feeling as if you are guided toward that. It is your destiny, when in fact, this is just something that's crossing your path. Now, the opportunities that present, you'll have to examine carefully. You'll have to go deep within to determine whether it's for you. There's something there that you may not be aware of, some hidden clause, the fine print, the string attached. There's something about this opportunity that you carefully need to consider. And so this could be a week where you're making an important decision to attain something, that success, recognition that you're seeking, whether it's a project, it's the pursuit of some endeavor, or it's the connection in a relationship. In other cases, you need to recognize where perhaps it's time to stop struggling with something. You're going to have to accept it as it is. You may be dealing with manipulative people this week, a secret enemy. It could be somebody that's emotionally troubled. It could be issues connected to being promiscuous, or somebody who is self-destructive. It could be that this is a week where, again, somebody's using their charms as their go-to behavior. Maybe they're changing the rules to something because that's what suits them. So they set up a scenario where maybe they're trying to present it as, hey, this is good for us both, or this is good for you. But in actuality, what they're trying to do is eliminate the competition, or they're trying to make other people confused about where a situation is headed. And this could be a week where, if that's you, you may be inviting some kind of intrigue, and it's going to end up being more than you're ready to deal with. So this is a week where you're going to have to rethink things. There is something that you believed that may not be true, or you're going to have to reevaluate how you feel about something, whether it was a promise or some goal you were after or a relationship. It's going to be important that you see things clearly so that you can make good decisions. And it's going to be important that you don't allow any bias or preconceived ideas get in the way of a situation. For somebody, you or someone you're involved with, maybe you've been stuffing your feelings down and just, going with the analytical, or maybe there's a lack of emotional control with regard to a situation. Maybe somebody's being insensitive or hypersensitive, but this could be a week where some secrets come out, and it could be that, somebody's seeking validation from the outside. Maybe the issue of confidence or doubt is overcoming somebody, and they're going through all of these hoops for other people to appreciate them, to like them, to accept them, and to validate them. So this could be a week where, again, you're doing some thinking, you're reevaluating, and it's going to be important that you clearly see things as they are. And because this is a major card, there's some spiritual lessons involved, and it's about gaining that insight and recognizing where intolerance works against you. Now, the underlying energy is this Five of Pentacles. So there's something going on where you're dealing with a hardship of some sort, whether that is of faith, financial, physical. You may be dealing with an illness, or you may be feeling rejected or left out in the cold, or you may be dealing with issues of financial hardship. But it's likely that a couple of things are simply not playing out the way you want them to. Somebody may be lonely, or somebody may be emerging from a difficult period. So you are struggling with situations that have to do with being under strain somehow. It could be somebody is so caught up in the physical or the material or self-indulgent that they have lost track of their spiritual values. It could be that somebody, again, is experiencing some kind of worry or setback. And this may tie to a lover or a mistress or a relationship that comes with some form of liability where it's costly on some level. You may be wondering about the suitability in connection to somebody else. So there could be the pursuit of something passionate that ends up being risky or dangerous. It could be that there's some material obstacles to connecting to somebody, or connecting to somebody is a risk to your resources somehow. So you could be under some strain because your money is dwindling away. You could have some ill health. You could feel rejected. You could have overextended yourself. But again, a couple of things haven't played out as smoothly as you wanted to, and it's because the emotional and the material are intertwined somehow, and perhaps in a very complicated way. And the more you think about that, the more you worry, the more it tends to wear on your health, and perhaps triggers something that you didn't expect, an accident, or you put yourself in harm's way without thinking. But this could also be a month where you learn some lessons, and ultimately you may realize that something didn't cost you as much time or money or emotion as you thought. And this is a good month to look out for you, to use that 9 of Pentacles to care for yourself, to pamper yourself, to take care of you. And there could be issues where trust is in focus, the lack of it or receiving it during a difficult time, whether you're going to get support from other people. So your belief in yourself, your confidence, and whether you feel protected by others or whether you're offering that to others could be key. In some cases, you may be recognizing where you're vulnerable. So you are, looking at the emotional, the material, and how it's affecting your judgment and your health. Again, for some of you, your faith may be restored. Perhaps there's a turn for the better. For others of you, there's something going on where you feel frustrated or deprived with regard to something. Now, you only have one major card, the High Priestess. So a decision or a friend or young women, your connection to somebody and your reevaluation of those goals or promises are going to be key. But something is, there's something that hasn't been thought out. A decision or somebody's acting on something where there hasn't been a lot of thought put into it. And as a result, communication may be a problem, or somebody's being illogical or irrational. You are weighing your options. It may have to do with travel or some form of movement, moving things forward, or whether there's enough resources, or juggling things around, or juggling multiple obligations or responsibilities, or juggling between two people, two opportunities. And there may be, a sense of being rejected by someone that you admire, or there could be, a lack of faith with regard to opportunity or property or assets. And there is definitely some form of turmoil taking place. There's something outside of yourself at play, and there's some changes that come about due to other people. And again, this has to do with your ambitions and, circumstances where you're not in control, your attachment to people, situations. And that may be fluctuating. There's some kind of chaos because some new conditions disrupt your stability. And you may have this conflict between head and your heart. And this can be an unsettling period for you unless it's you that is creating the new conditions. And so you have this ability to create some drama or to simplify a situation. And you're also going to be thinking about how to set up a scenario where you please yourself. So everything may be in place to have a good time, and yet the people involved, the participants, may be at odds with one another. And this could be a period where not a whole lot is happening. There's a lot of self-indulgence or two people that indulge each other. For some of you, there could be the need to binge drink. And for others of you, self-control is important. Maybe you are in control through the week, but on the weekend, you just let go. There's a hedonistic lifestyle. So again, getting back to that issue of self-mastery, self-control, discipline, listening to advice and suggestions, re-evaluating your goals or promises or connections to others, and issues that connect to your health, your resources, your lack of faith, or your discovery that, you're not as bad off as you thought. All right, Libra, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course, you can join me on Instagram. You can join me on Patreon for extra perks, my website blog for a daily post. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.